Hello again from the recovery room in on Tenanson Place in El Paso. This is the next progress report on my recovery from a stroke. Today is Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I should have checked the date. July 16th. 16th, thank you. So my stroke was just over 3 weeks ago. It was on a Saturday. It was Saturday, June 29th. So the actual stroke happened 3 weeks ago. And now I've been home for 2 weeks, and lots of progress being made. You may not think this is a lot of progress, but I could barely even bend my fingers. Now I can do. And earlier today, or this morning, I got out of bed on my own power. I actually stood up all by myself, unassisted. Later today, I walked 5 steps. So I'm feeling very triumphant. Just taking the little victories. When you've had a stroke, just the tiniest things are monumental. You know, how do you like my gripper belt? That's so my super strong caregiver can pull me right out of the chair. Sometimes I have to tell her, take it easy, Colleen. She's so strong. She just yanks me right out. Okay, the truth is she's straining with all of her might to lift my big bulk up. Since I gave you the last report, that was last Monday. On Wednesday, I had a visit from in-home visit from a physical therapist. It's my first really bad experience with a medical caregiver since the stroke. The guy was a jerk. He came in, he saw me on the internet, and I looked up and I said, "Hey, I just read something." I started to tell him something that I understood what spasticity is, which I'll get to in a minute. And the guy actually said, "Oh, well, we don't want to bother with our little searches on Google. I'm the one who's supposed to tell you what you need to know." For being a real blockhead, because does he really think he knows more than I can find out on the internet? Excuse me. Well, anyway, he insisted that I needed to straighten my knee out, even though it hurt like crazy because of spasticity. Again, I'll explain in a minute. But he forced me to straighten the knee out, and I'm just hollering and crying in pain. Just on that scale of 1 to 10 that they like to use, it was a 9 in pain. And he just said, his response was, "You must have a low tolerance to pain." In other words, calling me a wimp. Man, I wanted to hit the guy, but not much that I could do since I've had a stroke. Well, anyway, spasticity is something that I now know is a condition that happens often, is fairly common after a stroke. Your brain can't connect with certain muscles like it's used to, so it sends a really strong signal, like trying to say, "Where's that muscle?" And that all of a sudden, that causes the muscles to contract uncontrollably. Some people get it in their arm, which I did a little bit. It'll make their arm curl up against their body, or they'll get it in their toes. If you've ever had a Charlie horse where you curl up your toes under your foot, you just all of a sudden you can't control it. Well, in my case, it was in the hamstring. It would all of a sudden contract, and like I was pulling my leg up under my body, but it would contract much harder than I could possibly will it to contract, to do it willfully. And it's just unbelievably painful. Well, imagine having a Charlie horse in the same muscle every 10 minutes all day long. That's what I was experiencing. By the end of the day, I was just spent. I couldn't take it anymore. And finally, it would keep doing this into the night. I would just pass out from sheer exhaustion and only get like 3 hours of sleep because these contractions just kept happening. I just gripped that muscle. It's all I could stand. Well, that continuous crushing of my bones of my leg injured my knee. That was the problem. So on Saturday, it was so bad, we went back to the hospital, got the knee x-ray, and I told the people at the hospital, I said, "Something is wrong with my knee. I'd like to be able to resume my physical therapy, but I can't straighten the knee out, and I can't put weight on it without just terrible, terrible pain." So, boy, I'd sure like to tell that blockhead physical therapist that, yes, I did have an injury in my knee, and it was caused by those spasms. I was pulling my leg together so hard that it, it started to hurt, then it started to hurt more, and then more. Anyway, that's my story. So sometimes physical therapists don't know what they're doing. That's my update, though. So the good news is I'm recovering, and now that we know what we're dealing with, I'm allowing the knee to rest. We've been putting ice packs on it, and that's why today I was able to stand up and take 5 steps. Other than that, and I'm continuing. The swelling has gone down in my hand, so I'm little by little. That may not seem like a lot, but I can almost touch each of my fingers, which I could not do just 2 days ago. That's the update for now. Hope you all are doing well. Stay healthy. Don't have a stroke. No, really, don't have a stroke. Thanks for watching.